Sexual assault is not just a crime of violence against the body. It's an assault on the very essence of human dignity and safety.
I don't like it, and I know the devil when I see it.
The trauma of the assault has taken a toll on my mental health.
That two sex workers are sharing their encounters with Diddy with the feds on suicide watch at the Metropolitan Correction Center in Brooklyn. The music mogul's mental state is unknown, but being placed on
Combs' alleged conduct, quote, sick, and calling him, quote, a predator.
Allegations of sex trafficking, racketeering, and abuse have surfaced against Diddy, revealing a disturbing contrast to his polished public image. Federal investigators are digging into claims involving underage victims, exclusive parties, and a criminal network allegedly spanning decades. Once a giant in hip-hop and business, Diddy now faces a massive legal battle. He has pleaded not guilty to federal charges, but remains in custody at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center as he awaits his trial, set for May 2025. The world watches closely as his once celebrated legacy hangs in the balance.
A U.S. judge has ruled that the rapper and producer Sean Diddy Combs will stand trial on federal sex trafficking and racketeering charges in May. He'll be held in prison until then. Sean Combs has pleaded not guilty to charges that he used his business empire to transport women and male sex workers across state lines to take part in recorded sexual performances. If convicted, he could face a life sentence.
The allegations against Combs stretch over several decades, involving accusations of sexual assault, abuse, and exploitation. Multiple lawsuits and federal charges have created a disturbing narrative. Here's an update on his ongoing legal battles and the new developments that are shaping his case.
The biggest secret in the entertainment industry that really wasn't a secret at all has finally been revealed to the world. The wall of silence has now been broken, and victims are coming forward. Our team has had at this point more than 3,285 individuals contact us with people claiming to have been victimized by Sean Combs. After vetting, we now represent 120 individuals who intend to bring civil claims in civil court against Sean Diddy Combs, as well as claims against many other individuals and entities that we will name as defendants as we file these individual cases.
Adding to the mounting legal troubles is a recent lawsuit filed by Ashley Perome, who accuses Combs of violently assaulting her in 2018. Perome claims the incident occurred at a private residence where Combs allegedly threatened her with a knife and subjected her to degrading and violent acts. She asserts that the attack was in retaliation for a comment she made about Combs' rumored involvement in the death of rapper Tupac Shakur.
The suit claims Perome met Shane Pierce at a bar in February of 2018 and that he FaceTimed Sean Combs. The suit states, defendant Shane then showed plaintiff defendant Diddy on his video call, which plaintiff ignored, stating she was not impressed by him knowing defendant Diddy because she believed defendant Diddy had something to do with the murder of rapper Tupac Shakur. The suit goes on to say, defendant Diddy heard plaintiff's statement and made a remark that plaintiff would pay for her statement regarding Tupac and overall dismissal of defendant Diddy. Then the next month, Perome's suit says Shane Pierce invited her to his home. On March 23, 2018, defendant Shane invited plaintiff over to his home to assist him with his cancer medications because he stated he was weak and unable to open his medications. Then the suit claims Sean Combs arrived with Christina Coram, his bodyguard, an unidentified woman, and another man. The suit says defendant Diddy entered the home in a grand, ready-to-party manner. His grandiose entrance was so loud that the dogs upstairs began barking. The suit claims Combs threatened Perome with a knife.
Reports of Combs' lavish freak-off parties, which allegedly cost up to $500,000 each, have become a key element in the ongoing case. Witnesses claim these gatherings were fueled by drugs and alcohol and often involved underage individuals. Singer-songwriter Tina Wallace recently came forward, sharing her account of witnessing suspicious behavior at one such party in 2018.
I don't judge people because at the time I was just smoking weed. But you know when people are out of their mind, and you know when people you know what you don't want to be a part of. And it's just like, I'm seeing stuff that you see on the movies. This corner, this got going on. This corner, they over here doing this. This corner, they over there having sex. This corner, I'm just going to say, because I don't know what I can say, because I'm not trying to be incriminating myself, but they were dressed up like little Harajuku Barbies.
Like what?
Little people, okay? We're not going to say what type of little people, but like a fetish. And I'm looking like, what are they doing here? Like dressed up, little red lipstick, like they weren't supposed to be there. But I'm just looking like maybe it's some type of production going on. But why would they be at this party at 7 o'clock in the morning with grown people? Like, why would they be here? So I was just like, okay, whatever. Like, but then when I'm looking in this corner, this person laid out, and I'm looking like, what's going on?
The 2018 event at P. Diddy's house reportedly included numerous celebrities and Instagram models and was marked by chaotic scenes involving heavy drug use, public sexual acts, and widespread misconduct. According to Tina Wallace, guests' phones were confiscated to prevent any recordings. She also described facing unwanted advances from Combs and others at the party. The experience, she says, left her deeply traumatized.
You did say this, like 2 years ago.
Exactly. And I told you I got sex trafficking vibes from it. Remember? I was like, he was trying to sell us. The Prince to Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Which one do you want? Which one? I want that one.
What does it feel like to be peddled off like that to somebody powerful? Is it? It's
scary. It's scary because what could happen, but it's like, come on, I'm honored to be
chosen,
period. But I don't want to end up in a ditch somewhere, just
no,
because he's choosing so many people and assaulting people. I don't want to be assaulted, and I don't want to be filled up. If you're going to fill me up, make sure you ask me, can I touch you? You're beautiful. You, not just you in my house so I can. And I'm like, this is weird.
Her account echoes recent allegations against Combs, which have cast a spotlight on the troubling side of the entertainment industry. However, Combs' legal team has strongly denied these claims, calling them sensationalized and completely false. Adding to the complexity of Combs' defense, federal investigators reportedly have video evidence from these parties, which could play a pivotal role in the case.
Dr. King called it the law of unintended consequences. So sometimes the more you push a person down, the stronger they get. And so he's making an adjustment. He had his family here today to support him. We really want to put an end to all of the clowning that we see on the internet. This is a serious proceeding with serious consequences, and all of us are addressing it accordingly.
Anthony, is it a racist proceeding, as Marcus said?
Nobody's okay with staying in jail for now.
Combs' time at the Metropolitan Detention Center, MDC, has been filled with difficulties. He is reportedly on suicide watch and being held in solitary confinement for his safety, as his celebrity status makes him a potential target among inmates. While facing charges of sex trafficking and racketeering, Combs is now making a third attempt to secure bail.
He could be hit with a superseding indictment, but you would imagine that after investigating him for quite some time, if these allegations are true, why he wouldn't be hit with a charge related to minors. Because I'll tell you one thing, while his defense team is saying currently that their defense will be everything was consensual, including these freak-off sessions, when you involve a minor, consent is thrown out the window.
Combs has been denied bail mainly due to concerns that he could pose a threat to the community and may attempt to intimidate witnesses. Larry Levine, a former federal inmate and current prison consultant, is doubtful about Combs' chances of securing bail. Levine points out that despite Combs' wealth and status, he is not immune to the legal system.
Sean Combs is not giving up on his fight to be released on bail as he awaits trial on sex trafficking charges. His request for release has been denied twice, so he's hoping the third time will be a charm. Combs has pleaded not guilty to racketeering and sex trafficking charges. He's been in custody at the Metropolitan Detention Center since September. In his new filing, he's calling the government's case thin based on the evidence his lawyers say they've received in discovery. Combs says he needs to be released on bail because the conditions at the MDC where he's being held just aren't adequate enough for him to prepare for trial. They cite a recent sweep of the MDC where drugs and weapons were seized. That didn't have anything to do with Combs. Mr. Combs' release on the proposed conditions is necessary so that he can review the discovery and prepare for trial. Despite the MDC's best efforts to facilitate the defense team's needs, the current arrangement makes trial preparation impossible, as evidenced by the recent multi-agency sweep of the facility and resulting lockdown.
Levine believes that Combs' legal team is mainly pushing for bail to earn fees, fully aware that his release is unlikely.
First thoughts on this latest request for bail from Sean Combs.
It's not going to happen. Why should they give him bail? See, he thinks he's special. He's just another inmate. That's all he is. Doesn't matter if he has or had billions of dollars. He's a record producer. You know, they're holding him in there because they're concerned. I don't want to say afraid. The feds are concerned that he may threaten people who are victims, do undue influence. I read that he put a new bail package together. So what? There's nowhere in the world that he could hide. So it's not a matter of him being a flight risk. It's a matter of him being a threat to the community.
Levine points out key differences between Combs' case and others, like Michael Jackson's, noting that Combs is facing much more serious allegations, including multiple potential victims.
These lawyers, they know he's not going to get it. What is a lawyer's job? A lawyer's job is essentially to create billable hours. So that's what they're doing here. Puffy is desperate for obvious reasons. He wants to get out of custody. So the lawyers will sell him a bill of goods, charge him, I don't know, $5,000 an hour, $10,000 an hour. Who knows? Then they'll have 2 or 3 paralegals read it. That bail motion could cost $50,000. So they're selling him a bill of goods, putting together a bail motion that they know isn't going to happen. I mean, we've seen this before, haven't we?
Key witness Courtney Burgess has testified before a federal grand jury, claiming he has flash drives containing explicit footage from Combs' parties. These drives, reportedly connected to Combs' late ex-girlfriend Kim Porter, allegedly feature videos of intoxicated partygoers and underage individuals.
Well, I don't believe this other guy, Jeffries, was playing with 9-year-old children, was he? I don't believe he
this
has.
Is an allegation.
I didn't follow that case, but were there 120 plus victims? No. Were there children? No. I mean, this guy's a chomo. That's a prison term for all the viewers here. Chomo stands for child molester, okay? They're the most hated people in any prison next to informant.
The ongoing federal investigation has led to speculation that additional charges could be coming. At the same time, prosecutors in Los Angeles and Miami are reportedly looking into potential charges against Combs, indicating that his legal issues may spread beyond New York.
It says he was in possession of a trove of digital evidence from Diddy's freak-offs and parties. His name is Courtney Burgess, and he says a friend gave him 11 flash drives that belonged to the late Kim Porter. And if you follow this story, you'll know that Kim Porter is Diddy's ex-girlfriend and the mother of 4 of his kids. On those drives, the witness says 8 videos featured 8 celebrities at Diddy freak-offs or parties, and that 6 were males, 2 were females. The drive also included a manuscript of an alleged Kim Porter memoir, a memoir that her 4 kids insist is fake. Courtney Burgess told his story on a podcast before he told the grand jury.
Talia Graves, joined by attorney Gloria Allred, tearfully described a violent assault during a recent news conference. In a lawsuit, Graves claimed she was lured to a studio, given a drink that was spiked, and brutally assaulted after passing out.
There's really no deal that the U.S. Attorney's Office can offer, and it's certainly not one that Diddy will accept. It would involve decades in federal prison. We're talking about mandatory minimum sentences of 10 years for both the drug charges and the sex trafficking. So we know that Diddy has fought charges before. There were state charges, there were gun-related, the nightclub shooting with J-Lo, but He's going to dig in his heels, and this case is going to trial. So if you're prosecutors, you really want to make sure that your evidence is bulletproof before you go down that.
In 2023, Graves learned that the assault had been recorded and distributed without her consent. She explained that she delayed coming forward due to alleged threats from Combs.
In her lawsuit, Thalia, through her attorneys, sues Sean Diddy Combs, also known as the defendant, and another individual and other entities. The complaint alleges in part, in the first cause of action, that defendant Combs and another defendant committed a, quote, violation of New York City Victims of Gender-Motivated Violence Protection Act by viciously and violently forcing sexual contact, oral sex, and sexual intercourse on the plaintiff, end quote. In addition, the complaint alleges in the second cause of action that defendant Combs and another defendant committed a violation of New York civil rights law, quote, section 52-B, end quote, by, quote, raping plaintiff and recording it. Defendants caused plaintiff to be depicted in a video image, unclothed and with intimate body parts exposed, and engaged in sexual conduct with another person.
The allegations against Combs have sent shockwaves through the entertainment world, damaging the reputation of a man once hailed as a visionary mogul. His case underscores larger issues of power and accountability in the industry, drawing parallels to other high-profile scandals involving figures like Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein.
The violation I have experienced during the assault has had lasting effects on my body, causing ongoing health problems and complications. The combination of physical and emotional pain has created a cycle of suffering from which it is so hard to break free. I want to continue on this journey towards recovery and healing. I'm glad that he is locked up, but that's a temporary feeling of relief.
For now, Combs remains in custody, fighting to clear his name as federal prosecutors continue to build their case. With the trial scheduled for May 2025 and the potential for more charges, the stakes are higher than ever for the embattled mogul.
And we are there again. And it reminds me of Harvey Weinstein in a way, but more troubling on a level. How? Epstein, Weinstein, Diddy. What is the common thread? People with power through access, wealth, which helps connect to power, who are able to do shit that we find not only frightening and disgusting and illegal, but perverse. And the perversity matters. Weinstein is not just allegedly another rapist, but it was a culture. You know, the casting couch, you know, we've all heard of that. This is what makes that boogeyman so real. And there are two added layers. One is, and everybody knows, and there are a lot of people that you know and care about, but they've never told you, right? And then there is this, and it's always been okay until now, right? Those are the ingredients. Epstein, Weinstein, and now Diddy.
As the legal proceedings continue, Combs' career and legacy hang in the balance, with both the public and industry insiders closely watching for the next chapter in this high-profile case.
Morning, Michael. Sean Combs is now facing nearly 36 civil lawsuits. This latest one's a little different. It does not allege sex assault, but an assault with guns. This morning, a man is suing Sean Diddy Combs for $5 million to compensate him for what he alleges was an armed confrontation. DeWitt Gilmore says he was leaving a New York City club in 1996 when Combs and his associates pulled up in a gold convertible and started taunting him with derogatory language and threats of violence. His lawsuit says the music mogul's associates flashed guns and shots were fired. Representatives for Combs did not immediately respond, but they have denied all of the other civil lawsuits that have alleged sexual assault. The woman who filed one of those has now revealed her identity after the judge rejected her request to remain anonymous. Candace McCrary was 19 and in college in Brooklyn when she alleges Combs sexually assaulted her after a photo shoot.
This decision by this judge may have a chilling effect in that other people who want to go anonymous in their lawsuits against Sean Combs may think twice in terms of filing a lawsuit themselves.
More money, more problems. It's just the way it is.
We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. That's all for now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more in-depth looks at the stories that shape entertainment.
What exactly is Diddy being charged with?
They recovered surveillance videos. They recovered cell phones. They recovered computers, electronic devices, as well as guns, and of course the baby oil. And all of this.
I've been waiting for baby oil to go back in stock, but
yes. Most importantly, what people need to remember is that, look, the feds are going through all of this surveillance footage and they are conducting their investigation, and based on that, they have seen a lot. So in terms of people talking, shut your mouth. You do not know what the feds know. You don't know if you are in those videos. You don't know whether you are a part of these criminal acts. So I would suggest shut it up.
I am seeing all over the internet a whole lot of people are talking about what they saw at the party, you know, if they worked for him.
Making themselves witnesses.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.